All right. Happy 4th of July. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Let me make sure I got everything kicked back on. And let's see here. We should be able to do, I was getting some of my buttons up. There we go. Get this back put on. So, hope you guys had yourself a great weekend. Great Monday as well. It's been a hot one today for us, so let me see if I can get that put together. And let's see here. Let's see. What have I been up to? Let's see. I did some sprinkler stuff. Got some of that stuff going on. And I got working on another character for the story as well. It's one of the marine scientists that's in the story as well. This is a concept piece. I'm not quite sure if I'm done with her yet, but we've still got some work to do on our main character. And let me flip over. To come in, don't forget to say hey, see how you're doing. My girls are out. They're actually out shopping for some reason on 4th. So, but let's go ahead and flip over to the live one. Got my glove on. I'll show you what we got going on here right now. I got this character going on with our main character for it. And then this is the other one that I started working on for the marine scientist that we're going to do some color pencil on. It's going to kind of more of a backdrop with some of the fish, kind of inside the science lab. I got some more work I have to do on that one that we're going to do. But I think I might do some more inking on him. If not, maybe I'll come back over here and we might start doing some design work on this one as well. So, 1 second. Tablet. Close that up. And what else I've been doing is I can probably put it in the screen here. Let me move this off to the side. I did some 3D printing over the weekend as well. I didn't like my trays for my colored pencils. Did I lose my? I lost my picture of me. Let me see if I can get me back here. Where is my face cam? There we go. Now I'm back. All right. Had a little bit of an issue with that, but we're back together with it anyway. Anyway, this is my new setup that I did for all my colored pencils, where I had 6 racks before. I now have 3 here, and this basically rotates out. Howdy, bit rough is I've been finished investing, refused to pay me, says I don't start working 2 hours a week, which I do. I'll be kicked out. It's boss get that many hours since. No matter how many hours I work, it doesn't calculate correctly. Claim it works right for thousands. When they say they don't answer tickets and doesn't work for them, it's just a mess of this client on there. Is still have a whistleblower complaint open. Well, that's good at least. So basically, what I did is I 3D printed some little links for it. Let's see if I can lay this on its side so you guys can see it. And then I went to hardware store. So basically, these guys hold all the colored pencils. Got some hardware for that, and they basically open up any which way. So now, instead of me having a rack and just tons of racks down here of trays, these guys will fit all in a nice little corner, and as I need them, I can flip it around. It moves around. So, nice little design. I enjoy it at least. So, I think what we might do is we might actually work on her. I haven't come up with a name for her yet either, but we're kind of putting together, trying to flesh out like one of the, like this is actually like one of her like diving suits that we're working on, kind of trying to make it look a little bit futuristic to it as well. Let's see here. Maybe I can flip that open. And what do I have going on? Oh, it's over here. There we are. So anyway, that's what we got going on with that. I think we'll go ahead and work on this one. Pardon me. Let's see. I got some audio going on. There we go. I think that should be better. So anyway, here we go. Let's see, what was I working on? I got deco yellow. I think I was mapping out a little bit of the hair. I think I'm going to work on maybe some of the fish too. Kind of start to piece stuff together as we go. I've been working a little bit on the blues. Maybe we'll do that. We'll work on that part. So, well, I'm sorry to hear that they're giving you that much trouble on that app in place. What is going on here? I think I got too much stuff opened up. There we go. Sorry about that. I had so much stuff open back and forth. Let me see if I can tweak out the sound settings here real quick. Slight technical difficulty, but we'll get it up and running. So, no, I don't need the Bing thing to open up. So anyway, we're here on this 4th of July. Going to do some artwork and go do some playing with this. So, what do I got opening up on my computer? No, I need sound settings, not system sounds. And I hear a couple of little fireworks. I probably won't hear too much till later on, so maybe flip that over. There we go. Now I can hear the music. Wasn't hearing it before. She looks incredible. I'll be back and forth. Maybe it was a mess with the fire from the neighborhood. Yeah, I think Lily's sitting, hanging out also as well. What else did it say? Started trying to settle them down. They get very upset as I worked hard for money and they only pay $11 minimum wage to begin with. Some projects are less than that. Got to find a new job. Hope soon that I can sit due to the back not being all the way better yet. Like I said, come on if you get a chance, get with me and stuff. We can look at some of the flex job stuff. That's another good site for a whole bunch of remote work things. Looks like my electric sharpener eraser is clear too. So, but nope, haven't come up with a name for her yet, but we're going to. So, let's see if we can, let's go over to the greens and blues. We'll flip this over. And let's see here. Let's do that. Open that wall up. And we'll see about doing some work on this. Okay. So, we need, see the way the light's going to hit. Probably, we want it to not be too green. Maybe just a little bit of parrot green we'll play with a little bit maybe. And then we'll put a little bit of yellow in. So we'll probably throw some parrot green down here. This is all Prismacolor stuff also that I'm using. So. Just a little hint of green with this. This is mainly going to be blue, but we want it to have a little bit of green in it. This will have a little bit more light on it, so maybe we'll throw a bit more green down on this side. How much is the question? So, just going to do a light dusting of this parrot green color. We're going to have to add some highlights to it in just a little bit. Let's see here. Let's go to more of a bluish colors. Yeah, like a light aqua. Let's see how that looks. Yeah, that gives a little bit better of a blue to it. Start to get more blue on it and stuff, because what we're wanting to hit. This should give us a nice mix. And let's see, that's not looking too bad. Just trying to get a good composition layout. I think we might hit a little bit of a, don't want to look, I want to give it a tiny bit of yellow, because we do have some yellows in here. My uncle woke up combative from the surgery. They claim he's an alcoholic having withdrawals. He's not a drink since he was 25. He's 66 years old. I think they don't believe my aunt, just like they didn't believe me. Yeah, that's about a normal thing nowadays. They just want to believe their own stuff. You know how I feel. You know how I feel about some of the doctors and whatnot. Some of them aren't worth a spit. Some of them are okay. Give a slight yellowing, what we're going to have the light coming in on. This will work out nicely when we blend it in. And then down here we want to do the same thing. I think we're going to give it a little bit of a brighter area. Put the cap over there. Yeah, it's the same dang hospital. Yeah, that's the problem. Don't have much of that anymore. It's almost like the bedside manner is garbage. And they all have this kind of God complex where they think that they're always right and that there's nothing else better than them. So, but that's not for all of them. There's some of them that are quite nice. They do some pretty good stuff. But it usually takes a few bad eggs and kind of brings out the rest. Let's see. I'm going to follow the light curve. Give a little bit of yellow in there. And we'll probably have not too much because the lighting is going to be coming this way for the yellowing. We'll have a little bit of natural from lights that will run up that way. And we'll use a little bit of yellow. It won't hurt it. We can fade it out and use a little bit of ink on it as well. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's get some of this. Start work this in. This light aqua is what we're working on now. It's a PC 992 for Prismacolor, if you're following along. Or if you're curious. I'm also putting together my my skin tone list of colored pencils that I use for different skin tones. And I guess I'll make a sheet up to where everybody can kind of, that if they need to have something a little bit more simpler when they're trying to figure out how I come up with this skin tone and lighting, it'll kind of give you a little bit of a guide or pathway for it. So I don't think I'll go back there. If I can help it, I'll go to Melbourne before that. In fact, they gave him fentanyl, I guess. That's exactly. Been awake, can't understand what he said. Rarely opens his eyes. It's been a week. I don't know if it's the fentanyl that did all that or something else. He has dementia to begin with, so probably doesn't know why he's there. He keeps trying to get out of the bed. That's about a normal thing. That happens a lot, unfortunately. And confusion, you know, there's all sorts when you're kind of put in that type of mess. Sorry to hear that's going on with your uncle. I wish him all the best. Hopefully everything will come through and it'll be okay. Get out, be able to pull out of it and be just fine. Working from light to dark. Some people work dark to light with colored pencils. I do light to dark. It's just me. Nothing to get wrong with it. Got a little bit of a thanks. None of this was normal at home. He's just got to pull out of it so he can go home. We'll probably have to go to rehab first, like my grandpa did after being there for so long. Yeah, that does happen. Let's see. Maybe we'll. I think I kind of got the roughness of this laid out. Maybe I'll start coloring in this as well. Here we go. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Just one of them things that happens. But I got my lemon trees transplanted, so they're no longer back on the art table there. They're actually outside. They're doing well in their pots. Got some lotus root that I'm growing in a water bucket. It's a big potted plant that basically a big plant bucket that doesn't have holes in it to where it drains. Because lotus flowers and stuff need to have sort of like a pond. That's awesome. Yeah, that is awesome. They're actually doing quite well. My bamboo is taking off. My giant golden timber bamboo is taking off pretty well. So I'll be looking forward to putting in some other bamboo once that kind of gets rolling. I got a couple of automated sprinkler systems to finish up and kind of get that put together. So let's see, I'm going to do a blue bracer over here as well, match her bathing suit or her main piece. Let's see if we can. Okay. So that's not too shabby. We want to do up here as well. This is going to be just to get a little bit of a coloring there. Not too bad. Too bad. We want to do. See if we can. There we go. That doesn't look too shabby. Let's start adding more deeper blue in, because her outfit, her suit isn't going to be more. Is going to be more blue than green. So let's take and we'll flip this guy over here. And run him on up so we can see. That's the other nice thing about having this also, is the colored pencils don't spin around on you to where I can't see what numbers they are and what they're named, because I remember the names of different colors that I use a lot for and how they lay down with each other. So alright, let's see what we have here. Maybe a muted turquoise, or is that's kind of still a little light. We can use that down here though. Let's see. No, I don't like that. It's too dark. Let me grab the eraser. See if we can clean that area up. There we go. Let's try. Here's an electric blue. Is that too bright? It might be too bright. Take some of the junk off of it. There we go. Might not be too bad. Let's see if we can blend them in. Take it, if you're following me, you're not really watching any of the 4th of July stuff that's going on. I mean, other than there's going to be some fireworks, so I'll probably hear some a little bit in about another hour. I'll probably start hearing stuff going off. That's not too bad. What we probably want to do is start getting a little bit of a lighting match for this, so show some of the creases. Start bringing some of that in. There we go. Let's give it just a little bit here. I think we're going to start bringing this in darker much faster. Might go with this Copenhagen blue. Yeah, that's going to look good. Got a nice pull on it too. Okay, let's see if we can work it in light and richen it out. This will help break it down, make it a little bit darker. See, that yellow gives it a nice little bit of a green effect to it when we start to blend a little bit, and then when we burnish it with the colorless blender. Are you going to shoot him off later tonight or watch the neighbors? I'm not. I'm staying with McGraw to try and keep him calm. Hopefully he'll go to sleep. I actually have two two little box ones that's like a little kit that are for leftover from last year that we forgot to shoot off, and because it wasn't tucked in the closet, so I forgot that they were in there. So I think we might shoot those off. We'll see what happens. So let's see here. We want to give it a little bit of a shine to it because it sort of has like a thick skin type feel to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to give it a little bit of a hard edge for like a light reflection area. Oop, I hear it, and I can hear Lily moving around. I might have to open up my gate. Oh wow, that's awesome, Joy. Thank you, brother. I might be stepping away just for a moment so I can do that right now. I'll be right back so I can get Lily, open the gate so Lily can sit in here in case she needs to. Okay. That way. Because I just heard somebody lit off a large, like a Roman candle type one. So that way, in case she gets a little skittish, she can come run in here and hang out in the art studio. Only problem is she probably want to come up and stick her nose through. So you guys wouldn't be okay with that. You're welcome, no problem. So here we go. Alright, let's see if we can. This is going to be a little interesting because we're actually going to be making this a much darker blue suit. So we're going to work this just a little bit in. Not too crazy. Let's see. Okay. It's because this is going to be sort of like a little wet type feel. So we'll do it that way. Alright. This is going to be basically we're just going to run all this color to kind of richen it out. And this looks amazing when we start to blend it in. It'll start to really pull all the colors together. Looks a little, like I say, it looks a little bit rough and textured and stuff when you first do this, but once you start burnishing it, putting it together, it really allows them to shine. And what's really cool is just being able to just playing with some of these colored pencils and just kind of seeing what stuff comes out of it, what colors you can come up with, what tints or tones or lightings. So. This is going to be probably a little bit of a greenish color, almost like it'll separate the top from the bottom. So we'll work on that a little bit in just a moment. I kind of want this patch to kind of blend in a little bit to things, so we'll probably put a little bit of blue trimming on this. That way it'll correlate. Okay. Alright. So that was Copenhagen Blue PC906 that we used there. And I think we're going to go, let's see, maybe do an ultramarine. I think the ultramarine might be dark enough before we start to bring in some purples. Yeah, that's going to be close enough for a blend. Hi, Lily. Yeah, I know you heard it. Yeah, I know. Those poor people in their fireworks. You can come here and lay down. There you go. Got fur all over my glove. She sheds a lot. Okay. See if we can start fleshing this out and bring it into life. There we go. Let's see. Got some of the dark colors there. We're going to blend and kind of carry across. Let's start to bring this up. Some good news. I made $112 off of a dollar sale on TBD products today and counting. Cool. Graw sheds too, unlike Snuggles, but it's really showy. Advertising goes crazy when he goes near it. Oh, yeah, Lily does the same thing. Yeah, she's just got like 3 coats, and her hair is like that. She's got some nice thick coat to her. Multiple coats, but that goes with a shepherd. But I love her. She's a great doggo. Dark hair, they'll run that way. Bad music playing tonight. Probably. Can you guys see that? So I did some really light pencil sketching, just so you can see. Before I did this, when I was kind of creating, I've just been through tons of erasing marks already, though. Kind of liking this, not liking that, and trying to flesh it out to where it kind of blends and matches nicely. I might have to toy around with some new other cameras and stuff and see if I can get one that'll really show up nicely with pencil lines and all that stuff. Thanks. Yes. No. But didn't shed his head real hair like us people. Yeah, grows fur like your dog. This shed his hair is so short you don't notice it when he sheds on the floor. I notice it. Yeah, see, it looks great. Cool. So, alright. So we kind of have that. That's not looking too shabby. Let's see here. Probably this. There's not going to be too much lighting to this one. We probably want to maybe do a little. So, like that. Give a couple little light variations in this so that way it has a little bit of a breakup. Just trying to picture of how this would kind of sit with the way lighting is for it. And make it look interesting still. Got all sorts of principles you use when you'd come up with art pieces and form and unless you're kind of going with a non-objective or an abstract, and even then there's a little bit of a classification that goes with those types of art. So good. Another good thing is I should have myself prepared by December to take the Japanese JLPT testing certifications, and I'm hoping I can get at least down to a 3 certification level. It would be nice if I could get to a 2 by then. That way I'm not spending nearly as much money on it, but be certified so that I can speak Japanese. So that would be really nice. I have new bag zappers coming tomorrow. Wow, good luck. Oh, cool. Finally get rid of them flies and stuff. Our bug zapper's been taking care of them. That's awesome. Yeah, I know. It's been a long time we've been working on it. I've been working on it for I think just over a year now. I've been working on Japanese, on my Japanese. I've gotten to where I've been able to read it a little bit easier, but remembering all the particles and stuff for speaking it gets a little confusing at times, or not say confusing, but a little overwhelming. You look like you're kind of lost, but it's just you trying to piece it together. Eventually, I'm hoping it'll come nice and smoothly. I have a feeling it will, just because I've been working on it. Okay, let's see. There's not going to be too much light on this side, just enough on the corners, so we might run that over like that. There's that strip to match this strip. Let's see. I'm going to use some indigo blue on just a little bit once we get this kind of tweaked out. That's going to be the nice kind of finishing piece. That's the last couple days. I've only had one, but that happened last week. Bang, I had a ton. My bug zappers, I think, quit working. Must have some gnats too. So for you, yeah, the one that's in the backyard, it tripped one night, but it's on a GFI because it's an outdoor one. So, and I think honestly it was because a lizard kind of tried to jump into it. But when that thing runs, it pretty much clears out the bugs. Not to mention I put in all my, I did my 6-month spraying where I spray around the house and whatnot and do all the perimeter spraying. So that worked out nice too. Okay. Let's see here. Maybe we'll give this a little bump here to kind of give this a little, where it looks like it's got a little bit of texture to it. And there we go. I think I'm going to be changing out and buying a new chair for here. I think this chair is I think it's honestly too tall because I got it slammed to the bottom. I think I need to get a better one. I should probably get one for outside too. These are the inside ones. Yeah, the one that I have outside is a Dynatrap is what it's called. They're actually really nice, and mine does like it's the half-acre one. So, or I think half-acre or 3/4 acre now. Or that might have been the old one. The old one was a half-acre. This was like a new improved. It goes a little bit has a bigger range on it, and it does definitely fill it up. Okay, so that was done with the Ultramarine to PC902, and I think I'm going to jump over to the indigo blue. This is like the darkest blue that they have, that you'll probably have in your pile before, without having a lot of purple in it. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it is. Since the first one that I picked up, I've loved it ever since, because it made it really nice to sit out there in the evening and not have to worry. So this guy we're going to put all the details in with. This one. Like so. Let's see. contrasting just to kind of bring that ultramarine in. So when we blend it, this will help bring this suit to where it won't feel so comically bright. Let's see, clean the tip off, and this was a white strip I was working on up here to kind of show a little bit of a breakup. There we go. Trying to get I just started my Amazon business stuff too for my business. So eventually, like the stuff that I use that I like, the Prismacolor and the stuff that I use around here and stuff, I'll start showing that up there. So in case you guys decide you want to have an easy access to some of the things, it'll be a quick access to that, and it'll help me out too, to where if you buy it through there like that, because I'll get a kickback for it if you guys go through my links, which will be nice. Very cool. Yeah. So I'm still working on my app to where I can do integrations and stuff like that. Is what I'm working on also. And I'm hoping eventually I'll be able to put all my art prints and everything through Amazon as well, to where you can buy them through Amazon, and then that way I can get them shipped out like that. Kind of get on board with the big boys. It's not looking too bad. Give this a little. Give it a little bit of light coloring on it to where it kind of has a little bit of reflectivity. Smash those big boys. Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to play with. I'm just going to run with the big dogs. Is what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm hoping to do at least. All right. Well, what I'll do is, while I got it like this, I'm going to grab my colorless blend pencil, or at least my little nubby. Let me clear off, make sure it's all cleaned out, and we'll kind of get an idea. Good luck. Thanks, man. Just going to run with them. Don't need to smash them or beat out the competition. I just got to, let's see here. Let's start smoothing this through and seeing what we can come up with. Because this is going to start to bring out those colors. It's going to start looking really vibrant and smooth as we keep going. I was kidding. Yeah, we'll make it. I'll make it. I know I will. I got a couple of project ideas aside from this story that I've been doing right here. So I got some other projects that I just came up with that I'm going to work on also. Hopefully be able to get those. Going to have some other stuff to put up for sale or to where people can buy. So let's see if we can blend these nicely to where we get a deeper blue. So this way it won't look so textured. It'll start to have a nice smooth function to it. There we go. This pencil might be at its very end. I like to use things up as much as I can, but this guy honestly might be I think I might have him spent, because he's getting awfully tight, and I don't want to get to where I'm pushing too tight on it, because it's not going to make that nice smooth transition then. So, oops. So I think I might actually retire this guy. So I'll put him off to the side here, and I have where's my other one at? My other one's on my lip here. I do the same with things. Use them until they actually don't work anymore. Well, I could probably get a little bit out of it, but eventually it's gonna cause more of a problem with the picture. So that way now I don't have to choke up on it as much, and that means I can have a little bit better of a freedom of movement. So I tell you one thing that's hilarious. As I've been learning chopsticks more and more, actually not learning, I've known how to use them, but as I've been reacclimating myself with them, I found that my artwork has improved because of the dexterity of holding the two in there. I'm actually able to, my fingers have surprisingly actually improved, which is a neat little cool thing that you can look at that way. You learn something new, and it can help you with your hand-eye coordination and dexterity. Let me clean this guy out a little bit. Makes sense. Cool. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It was something. It was something neat. Yeah, it's a fun challenge to. I mean, I use it. And I use them now to cook with and all sorts. So makes it really enjoyable. So, and I can't wait to start cooking with food that I've actually grown in my yard and whatnot. That's going to be really cool. As well, this fall I'll be putting in, like I said, the Fuji tree and a red delicious apple tree for cross pollination of the Fuji tree and stuff. To kind of make them both nice and sweet. So, been doing some planning and layouts for that, on plotting that out for the yard. That's getting to be that color that I'm looking for. Let's see if we can keep blending that to where it'll keep smoothing and get rid of that texture. Kind of look more of a wetsuit type feel. We might come back in here with either a jelly roll or white ink pen to really put a nice shine on some of these sections. But this provides a nice blend in. Clean this off so that way I'm not putting any dark streaks in the lighter color here as I blend it. Kind of have that greenish yellow color right there for showing the very bright area as it comes down. Trying to get it to follow the contour of the body that's actually going around it. So not only are you thinking about the light, but you want to think about how it wraps around the body, how it envelops it, and so that way this doesn't feel like it's flat. This actually feels like it's able to come out like it's pretty much like an actual realistic photograph, or come as close as you can. There we go. Let's lightly hit this so we can keep blending that. There we go. But I did have a good 4th of July lunch today. We went over to my wife's folks' house and they had a nice cookout. I hung out with everybody, so it was a nice time to be had. So I haven't been doing much avionics work lately. I'll be hopefully getting back kicking on that some more. We'll be able to do some videos for that because I do miss doing that sometimes. But there's little quiet spells that come in on that. Everybody's not always wanting to have avionics put into the airplane. I mean, well, let me correct that. They always want to have avionics put in the airplane, but they might not have the budget either for it or be ready for it yet or know exactly what they want in there. Any aircraft owner can tell you that they'll always want to have better avionics or better instruments in their aircraft. So, always looking for a way to improve the aircraft ability, and glad you had a good cookout. Yeah, it was nice. I got to hang out with my brother-in-law, sister-in-laws. So, I had a nice time there. Got to see Dan and Joe. I had a great time. That's good. Yeah, it is. Yep. But yep, girls right now are out shopping around. I've only worked 4th of July or stayed in. I never wanted to be, after working 4th of July a couple times and stuff, I never wanted to be out in it. But they're out there shopping, looking for, I guess, doing some bedroom upgrades for our daughter. So it should be pretty cool. She actually took quite a bit of work on herself and initiative to kind of set her room up the way she wants. So it's actually pretty cool. And of course, she asked me for some help for some lighting stuff, which is always neat. It always feels good to be able to do that for her. Okay, see, those aren't too bad. You see how this without the indigo blue, see how much darker that came out compared to that? So we're going to come back over there with the indigo blue, and we're going to blend that. By the way, this is like an extra one that I did. This is what that piece is, this little set here. This is what I 3D printed out, where it can hold the different pencils, and then it's just a little of that and a little link is all I did. So what I think I'm going to do is to improve upon it, is I'm actually going to, let me put this guy in here. I think I'm going to make a base for it, because these guys, they all have links to the chains, except on the very ends they don't have the bolt and nut. So what I'm thinking about is when I turn it into a cube, I'm going to make a base to where I can set it down and it'll have two posts that'll lock into it to where it'll stay as a cube, and then I can stick it in one of my other compartments that I need to make it work. So that's just more of that out of the box thinking, trying to improve upon things. And because last week was really the clincher that made me decide to do this, was because I've dropped the pencil color. I bumped the colored pencil trays like 3 times last week, and it just threw colored pencils all over the place. So I was like, yeah, I think it's time. I need to come up with a better solution than this. Comes out by what default Prismacolor has them sitting in a box. So, and this helps it, keeps it organized. Yeah, it is great. Yeah, it looks great. 3D printed. Yeah, my 3D print. Actually, it did. I would get it started and make sure everything was working fine on it, and then I would get it going, go to bed, and next morning it'd be all set, sitting there doing its thing overnight. I don't even have to mess with it once I kind of had everything laid out. So I love it. I love my 3D printer. It's a great thing. It's helped me fix stuff that's been broke, help me create stuff when I need to have better things, like for my digital tray. But that's what we're also going to be doing. We're going to be getting back in some of the digital art again, and playing with some of the digital pens, brushes and all that stuff as well. That's what I think next week we'll probably start doing that. So probably get a little bit better of an audience. Not everybody does colored pencils, and the watercolor isn't too bad. Painting, it catches some people, but a lot more people follow this stuff when you use like a software, because that's what a lot of people use nowadays. So get only a few people that do this still. This old school analog training, which is still, you need to have it, because man, there's just something, as much as I've done digital art and whatnot, there's something about having this analog, this sense of feel, and actually being able to manipulate it with your hands and whatnot, and making it blend through and work. It's similar, but it's very, very different. So and I think that's the neatest thing about it, is no matter how close, that's like even goes with AI, no matter how close you'll get with it, it's still not going to match a human doing this type of work, or the satisfaction a human gets from doing this work. There's something about, there's something nice about, especially as you work with this with your hands, and it just kind of comes in, and it just sort of starts talking the right way, and you get the right composition and the right form and content in the art piece, to where it conveys that thought to where everybody else can get similar areas to it, but then they have their own little thing that they get out of it. And that's what's the coolest thing about art to me. I love the fact that everybody else can have their own interpretation of it, and you can say what the artist's intent was, but how people interpret it still is what they'll take home, and that's the cool part to that. That's why I like art, because it leaves it up to you have the right answer for what the artist was trying to convey, and then you have the answer that everybody sees, because we're very much a visual society. So that's true. Yeah. Fun fact, what do you guys think? I should have made a poll. I should start doing that. I should start making polls for people can answer questions. What do you guys think is there's some new job recommendations, Brian. Hey, we'll have to get together sometime and go through there's some new remote jobs that just got posted on that site. So, but anyway, what do you think is the most for art or for visual art, visual culture, visuals. This, what do you think is the biggest percentage of visual input that we get? Meaning, like, let's see here. There's fine art, obviously, which is like museum pieces and historical art. You know, there's digital art, there's movies, TV. You know, what do you got? What do you think might be the number one art or visual part in our life? And I'll give you a hint. It's something that we really don't care or even relate about to that much. We kind of dismiss it. It's not that big of a concern. There we go. That's starting to look pretty good. But I'll tell you, if you don't know, the biggest one, I have no idea, something like dance maybe. Actually, the biggest input of visual input that we have in records and visual pieces is actually surveillance. We have cameras constantly. The camera here, the camera up here, the camera on my phone. You know, the Alexa Echo stuff that has the cameras on it. You know, there's constant surveillance stuff. Our Ring systems. Alexa, be quiet. So there's constant things to that. There's toll booths. I mean, as you keep thinking about it, all the security systems that are in the stores you go into. There's constant video data and photo imagery of stuff of people going in now. So it's all a bunch of surveillance stuff. I mean, 50% is that. That's it. The largest amount, 50%. And the next runner-up, believe it or not, is science and medical. I did get a Blink, not for which I don't have a doorbell. Yeah, I got one in a Blink camera in my workshop. But the next one is science and medical documentation and imagery is the next biggest one. And most of us don't even deal with that either, or think about it or give it a thought, because it's usually only read by a specialized team or like a doctor or whatnot. It doesn't have that big a concern to us. It's very interesting on that part of things. Now, if you look at like everything else, or majority of other things like what we see like on Facebook and social media stuff, when it used to be, back like with Facebook, a lot of it was considered it's kind of an informal type things. A lot of things were considered kitsch. They still are, like meaning shallow, or they weren't like, it was more of an interest a person to a person. That particular person, like home pictures and stuff, would be considered a craft almost, even though a craft is more something for that you would physically you would work with. But yeah, other than that, I mean, after those two things, I mean, you only have like maybe 23%, 25% left is actual art, whether it be visual art or ads, marketing, you know. But those two are the biggest ones, the surveillance type stuff and the medical imagery. I mean, because if you think about it, there's every moment that we're doing this, there's constant stuff, constant things being recorded, constant documentation, constant, data being put in. I mean, it's kind of incredible when you start to think, when you actually stop and think about just how much stuff is being, recorded or aired. Look at all the live TV stuff. I mean, that's being done on multiple channels, multiple settings, multiple layouts. It's really, really interesting. So, whether it's a good thing or not, I have no idea. But it kind of does make it very interesting. And another thing that's very interesting is how we went from early on, it was hieroglyphics and whatnot, pictograms and ideograms and stuff, that because there was a lot of people that had there was either illiteracy or there was poor education to that, and we came into an era where people were reading. There's a lot of educated pieces to that, and it's fun. It's kind of interesting how we are back to a visual. We're very much a visual society. So that's the interesting thing to me, is that it's almost kind of, if you can't catch it in a video, you know, do you really want to, oh, do I want to waste my time on it type of deal. So unique stuff. Let's see if we can get this, burnish this in, get that pretty blue come popping out of there. Colors are such a beautiful thing to work with all the time. You can express so much with just some color. Okay. Clean that up. There we are. There we go. Okay. Let's see here. We got to put a little bit of a lighting on the side here, a little bit of a, let's go to the deco yellow. Oops. Hopefully I won't drop it, but I did. There we are. I guess I could have probably done a little bit of a 4th of July thing and kind of decked out the live stream up a little bit for 4th of July. So, didn't think about it though. I was actually going to see a good thing about canceling it, but then the girls said that they were going to go out shopping. I was like, well, I guess I'll go ahead and do my live stream and I'll catch up with them when they get back. There we go. Get a little bit of, I got an old gnat. That starts to give it a little bit of a brightness to it. Maybe we'll put a little bit over here too, just to kind of punch it up a bit. Next door neighbor's having a party, I guess. Cars parked down the street, even in front of my house. They must be doing fireworks. Yeah, he might well do one since they are gone. Yeah. Yeah. Well, they asked if I wanted to go, and I was like, it's a lot of people, a lot of mess. I said, yeah, I don't mind people, but I tell you, there's a lot of people out and about during this, and I've seen way too much stuff, and I was ready to just do some cooking and sit at home and relax. I got this gnat buzzing around me. Alright. Let's see here. We need to clean some of this excess off up here. There we go. So you clean off the tip using your fingernail. I took a shower earlier today so I could keep an eye on the girl. Cool. Don't blame me. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm glad they're out having fun, but let's see. We probably want to do, because this is going to be kind of maybe we'll play with that a little bit later. But let me let's go back to the indigo blue and work this centerpiece up here. Maybe we'll. How do we want to do this? Maybe we'll give it a show a little bit of a curve for the stomach area. We'll kind of darken this area down as it curls in. There we go. Let's bring that. See if we can work this through. Yeah, as long as they're having fun, that's what counts. Oh, I'm quite sure they are. Hopefully they'll find a bedroom, some new comforter sheets and whatnot that they're looking for. It will be nice. Okay, let's give this a little bit of a shadowing. Just a little bit up here and around. Bring just a tiny bit in. Then they go blue. Here we go. Let's blend that. Then we'll move on. Move on to the next section. Well, we'll blend it and then we'll add get some extra fine details put in. Clean it up as far and make adjustments that we need. Like maybe bring that a little bit darker, maybe use a different blue. Maybe a little bit of purple, maybe, just to kind of tweak it in. I hope so too, yeah. I might actually start doing some daytime live stream or morning live stream, especially when I'm working on other art stuff. Like, I might as well. I think I just might start doing that and kicking it on, and whoever pops in, and kind of do it that as well, and still do the Tuesday and Thursday night. But when I'm working on another art piece, it'll be good. Do that as well. That way you guys can see just how much I'm actually draw and I do stuff, because it's kind of. I didn't think at first how much it was until I started scheduling myself for other things and everything else and putting it in, and I started looking at my schedule. I'm going, man, do a lot of drawing, a lot of artwork, a lot of concept stuff, a lot of creation. So it's pretty cool though. I'm glad in a way. It's like some really nice gratitude that I have I have that time to be able to do this, and enjoy doing what I like. It's a very, very fortunate and blessed feeling. So, and hopefully God will let me continue to do it. It'd be nice. It'd be nice if that'll be in the chips for me. So, but I'm grateful for whatever I get. I'm grateful for whichever way I go. So. Let's see if we can do some nice smooth blending, and we'll take it another direction to get it to even out. Clean some of that off. There we go. Take some of the flakes down. Sounds like a good job. I may pop it on as I'm working. Happens a little hard at times when I have videos I have to check out, but can always mute when doing those and listen to you even if I don't see you drawing. Oops, good idea. LOL. Yeah, no, it'll be pretty cool. I think I might do that because some days obviously I haven't done much video lately of anything because I've been working on clients' private residence areas and whatnot. So I've been doing some other things of networking, infrastructure, and video security and whatnot. I've been upgrading a lot of systems for people and installing new systems. So just wanted to. So got to have that privacy thing going on, and of course, it makes sense. Yeah, so I don't want to. But there are some places that I've done that are really nice, and they had some really good people, and I'm very thankful. I know them, and that I'm able to help them get what they want, and that they're happy with with my work. So. Let's see. Still working on the planes too? Oh yes. Yeah, when I get a chance I do. So I've been fighting with a stubborn one lately. My other client's client's plane. I did that the last one that I did the custom panel for. We got the parts back and got it to where I can see it sending and receiving information, but it doesn't want to load up the software on it through the GDU, and I'm hoping after doing all that checks and stuff, and I have all the right software, got all the right stuff, I got all the right files, it's not wanting to do it, which makes me believe that it's going to be the configuration module chip that's attaches to the harness on on each instrument for that Garmin system. And if the configuration module doesn't work, I don't think it's going to give, not really going to give really anything for saving or storing or loading data in, and it's not going to allow anything to be retained. So I think that's why it's not going any further on it. So this week maybe tomorrow or Thursday I'll be out there playing with that. So, and I think I'll do a video on that if I get out there, kind of let everybody see what's the progress report. And as I thought, that when we sent it out, we sent the unit out because it was a used unit. The system was that we were installing that in. First of all, the person that sold it said that it was a very low time unit to the client, and when I looked at the timestamp on it, it wasn't. It must be a matter of perception on what we consider as low, because 800 hours of use, especially in an airplane, is not considered a low thing. That's been inside a plane for a little bit. So that's 16 50-hour inspections and 800-hour inspections. So that's been through quite a bit of continual usage. Let's see here. I think that's actually looking pretty nice. We actually might darken this out even more as we go down a little bit further. So let's bring this in a little bit darker. Now that we got it cleaned up, we're going to see where we need to trim a little bit more, or detail it out a little bit more, as I would say. So let's run it that way. Sounds like it. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just, as I'm looking at it and looking over the stuff, I mean, all my wiring is correct. It's showing ARINC and RS-232 information on the diagnostic page. And for you guys who don't know what that means, it's one's sort of like a serial port, one's like a slower data port for information that it gives to the other units that are in there for understanding where the plane's at. It's like it'll allow for GPS position, altitude, roll, pitch, temperature, because we have an outside air temp probe, so it knows what the outside air temp is, and that's used for actual fuel delivery and for the engine temps and how everything should be running as well. So basically to where the plane runs as efficiently as it can. So, but it's the thing that is when you look at it, you can see that it's sending data back and forth. So it's actually getting power. It's actually working now. Hold on a second. Let's see. Let's see here. All right. that's looking a little bit better. It's got a nice little, let's see if we can blend this to where it's a little bit smoother through. There we go. That's looking a little bit nicer. And let's, there we go. It is interesting. To me, it's interesting. Some people might be like, huh, and not even care. But I find it interesting. And especially if I like to try and find a solution. That's the big thing to me. Is if I can get a solution to it. So let me use this and see if I can really get a nice little dark line. Show this cleaned up. So, there we go. That way we get a nice clean line in there of that. Looks pretty good. There we are. Let's see. It's starting to come out pretty nice. I think we'll do that, and oh, gotta do this guy as well over here. Let's blend the arm bracer, and I almost forgot. Well, McCrell came out and is right under my computer desk against your knee. Oh, cool. Hey, that's not bad. At least he's gotten a little bit used to it. I can hear a couple of pops off right now. I think Lily's kind of she's kind of gotten used to it. She's back. She's not in the art studio anymore. So there we go. I'm going to give him a little anxiety pill a little earlier, but I doubt it'll calm him anyway. Yeah, he might actually not be too bad with it. I know some places were thinking about not having it because of that high heat advisory that came up. I know, and then of course there was some weather, but it sounds like it's fizzled out because it did get a little dark. Yeah, better than last year. Last year I was outside trying to go to the bathroom and a real loud one popped. I couldn't find him in the house for 15 minutes. Yeah, sometimes there's that little bit of panic. There we go. So, whoops. Let's see. Grab a little more indigo blue. And let's see. Hit this part. Oh wow, I know the port canceled. They're at the last minute. Didn't hear why, but maybe it was the heat. I think Coast Guard didn't allow it at the last minute. Yeah, they actually, a lot of it was even out Orlando area. I guess the red, white, and boom, I guess what it's called, was supposed to be canceled as well, and I guess they decided not to at the last minute because of weather. They were going to cancel it, but the weather kind of just it kind of built, stalled, and fizzled out. So. Text. Just a little hint. There we go, where we can see a little bit of that brightness. Alright, and this guy we want to darken out a little bit more. I think we might use the indigo blue here, and we'll just kind of give it that darker, rich feel to it. Just keep working him in a little bit. We grab that deco yellow. Like that. Put a little yellow there. And let's see here. Let's see if we can. We kind of got a little bit of a blend in, so we're going to do a little bit of a. Bring the yellow back out on here a little bit. That way you can really highlight. There we go. Let's see, let's put a little bit here so you can get just a little bit of a reflectionary through some of that. Put a little bit in there as well. That'll start to, let's see. It was supposed to be yesterday at the port. Oh, yesterday. Oh, wow. Yeah, there was one that was, I guess, supposed to be like I saw it just literally on the news thing on the little notification. Okay. But really wasn't expecting too many people to be on tonight anyway, just because it is 4th of July. A lot of people are out cooking out and whatnot. We did ours at lunchtime, so. Alright. That's not looking too shabby. Give it right there as well. Not bad. Put that back up. That's the other nice thing. These guys aren't like rolling around everywhere. They kind of stand up. Okay. Well, let's blend that one in, and then we should be done with that. Yeah, a lot may be doing fireworks at home and going to see them. Yeah. Well, even the ones that's over at the pier, like at Sandpoint, that they usually do. I can see them from my house just fine. So I can just walk outside and get a view of it. There we go. Alright. That's looking a little better. So we're kind of doing, this is going to be blue. This is going to be like I'm going to use probably French gray colors because it's going to have a little bit, or maybe a warm gray for the rest, for that section there. Going to have a little bit of this is going to be like the bracket that'll go for her camera system or her research system that's going to be on there, and then this will hook into where she'll have her oxygen tanks, is what my kind of layout for it is. That was a good size one I just heard go off. So give me 1 second. I think I hear my dog go. Make sure she's doing okay. Be right back. Sorry about that. Hit the wrong button. I gave the intro again. Alright. Yeah, everything's fine. Okay. So let's see here. Maybe we'll work. We kind of got that starting to come together. Let's see here. Let's change these guys around. Put this scratch pad up there. Flip these guys over so I can get to this side. And I think I did warm grays with that. So maybe. Alright, let's work on the. Let's see and get something more. Let's go to a 20% warm gray. I did a 10% just to kind of get it coated. So let's see here. Maybe we'll show a seam. There we go. This will have, gonna have a couple little crease areas that we're gonna run across here so we can show that she's got a little bit that this thing bends with her. Run this up and over. Alright. We want to kind of give a little, we want to give a shadowing effect to all this. So and of course we want the rest of the shadowing to kind of be like this over here. So this stuff's going to be shadowed as well. So we'll give that a little bit of a shadow effect. And we want dark umber. That's a good thing to use instead of a black line, or you can use, we'll use a combination here. So, to show another seam, we'll run this down through here to kind of run that over to that indigo blue that we have. That'll help carry it through. So I'll put that off to the side here. We're still working with the 20% right now. We're going to kind of lay down our shadows that we want. Okay. I think we might actually take this portion here. It's going to be kind of a blackish color. So I think we're going to use that guy as well. Should help us get a layout for there. We're going to do her collar as well, because her collars kind of have that sort of neoprene-ish type look to it as well. So we'll probably, let's jump up a bit and we're going to go to a 70 because these are going to be more of a darker layouts for everything. So we're going to use a 70% warm gray. Make a nice sharp tip. Clean off the excess. And let's see here. I want to bring this to where it looks like it goes actually around her neck. We want it to feel 3D. We want it to feel like it's got depth to it. So we'll run it that way. And we're going to seam here. Feels about right. So we'll run it like that, and then of course we'll darken this out. Maybe bring this forward a tiny bit more. And let's see here. Yep, I'm starting everybody because it's getting slightly darker, so I can hear everybody starting to pop off some more bigger and bigger fireworks. And this is a 70% warm gray. It's close to the dark umber, but it doesn't have nearly as much, hardly any brown in it, is what it would be to it. So, and let's see here. We want to show it's got a little bit of texturing to it, so we want to give a little bit of a lighting to it to where you can see. So we'll start to see how we want to play it. I think we're going to do it that way, and then this is just going to kind of get filled in with the 70, and then we're going to give it some depth from the 70 on, because this will be our base. This will be the light inside. Like the inside of it will have like a lighter gray, where the outside is a dark section. Will provide a nice contrast to it, to where it won't feel like it's just a blob around her neck. And even though I got my glove on, I probably should be putting my little scratch paper down. That way I'm not putting even the oils that are on my glove and stuff, or whatever my glove has picked up on the page as well. Keep it nice and clean, because this is going to be a full page image. It's not just going to be like a picture of her. It's going to have an actual full background. We're going to have that kind of a futuristic science marine lab. So that's why right here I have it's just a basic of a fish, another fish, kind of like the lens glass, some coral reef, kind of sketched out. So we'll be picking out colors and working with those as well. So, which should be fun. Sort of like we'll give it sort of like it's got a texture, like a tuft feel. I think we'll do. That should make it look pretty good. That should give it a little bit of a breakup to it. Then we'll do another one probably about here we'll do. That looks about right. And then over here, it'll just kind of be a darker feel to it. Do a little. What we might actually do is we'll use the electric eraser to kind of get that white little bit of a gleam in there, pulled out a little bit more. So let's see what we got with just blending this nicely. So, not quite as dark as I wanted. I think we might go a little bit darker. Let's see if we can. That came out okay. Well, that was a good size one. Don't know if my mic picks those up yet or not. I think I have it toned down enough to where it wouldn't hear that type of background. You have to have a pretty good size one, I think, for the microphone to pick it up. Excellent. Let's darken this edge, this area over here out a little more though. Could do it that way. That's starting to look a little bit better. And of course I just did a naughty thing. I don't like to blow on my paper because you get wet and saliva on it. That's why I use my brush all the time. But every now and then I slip up. It's not something I like to do. Alright, let's hit let's do a little bit of 90 just to kind of get some clean detail in. Grab the electric eraser and see if we can get some of that white to pop back up on the top here. Just to give it a little bit of a shiny look to it. There we go. Clean the tip. Alright. How's McGraw holding up? Doing okay out there? Ooh, that was a good size one. Keeps going back and forth in bed from my knees and the computer. Yeah, well, okay. Well, that's better than just hiding. Must be getting a little bit better with it. I'm shaking like crazy. Yeah, Lily will do the same thing. I think she's just kind of laying down now. Of course, she's 11 now. I think she's kind of gotten accustomed to it and doesn't really care anymore. So, oh, that's. Good thing I can erase. Hand slipped and it popped down. Yeah, 11 years old. There we are. He's not even 2 yet. Yeah, after a couple of them, he'll get used to it. I remember my dog that I had when I was a kid, Buddy. First couple of years, he'd just bark and go nuts about him all the time. And then I think he was 4, and he was just sitting there laid out, not even caring. He heard maybe the first 1 or 2, and then realized that, oh, yeah, it's just that time. Okay, let's go to the dark umber here. Maybe we'll... dark umber up, and let's go back to the warm gray. We might actually, hope you're right, he's been through 2 New Year's fireworks as well. Yeah, they usually do, after the first 1 or 2, it's kind of like, there we go, give him a little flippy so I can see all these guys. But yeah, they get pretty resilient once they realize that, oh, that's all it is, and it's the same old. They kind of. So, what I think is impressive also is like watching like when they're up in New York and stuff, like for New Year's, and the police mounted officers, the ones that are on horses and stuff. It's neat to see how those horses don't even care about the sound of fireworks or anything. They've been trained and been used to that. So there we go. That looks pretty good. So let's go back, and we're going to go and work on some French gray. I think we might do maybe 50%. I think we'll work with the 50. Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. The 50 came out like so. Alright. I think I want to put a little bit of an orangish in this to go with this, kind of give it more of a bronze look. Maybe we might do that first. Let me put this French gray down a little bit here. Let's see here. What do I want to play with? Maybe yellowish orange, just a little bit. This goldenrod, maybe. Let's still a little too vibrant. Want to have it to where it has a little bit more brown in it. Maybe, yeah, maybe mineral orange. Let's see. Yeah, that gives it a little bit more. This will give it a little bit more brightness, a little bit more color to it. So that way this won't look so flat up here with the French gray. Let's see if we can. That's the really nice goal to it, is to not make it look flat. Let's see here. Side. More really right here is where we'll see. Do we want maybe a little tiny bit up around here? Light, very light. This is very, very light. Barely putting any pressure on it, just to kind of get that color in there. Because I already laid down a cream and a bronze color on this with a little bit of a French gray to get it started. But I don't want to overdo this orange in here, because I don't want it to look. I want to have that kind of metallic effect to it. Let's throw a little bit here, there, and let's see if we can bring it up here as well. Put a little bit in here so you can see how it. There we go. Yep, mineral orange. That was a good color. PC 1033. Put that back in its slot. Oh, I almost forgot about my green tea. Well, it was hot. Still good though. Alright. Back to the French gray. Let's do the 50. See if we can start working it in now. This is being it's going to be a metal or a hard surface section. We're going to have some detail in this, so we want to be a little bit cleaner, a little bit more careful with it. Dang it! Getting some bad habits here, blowing on it. All right, let's see if we can. Not bad. That's actually coming out a little bit better. So let's throw some 50% down. We want to there we go. Just enough. Just a tiny bit. We're not going to have that too much detail yet on that. Just enough here to. This video even has this little music. I heard little fireworks in the music. Here we go. Let's see if we can work this in. Dang it, I keep blowing on it and I need to. Been so good not doing that, now I am. I'm just put this guy, I think I'll put this guy up here. That way I see it. Okay, so that's not bad that way. Let's see if we can get a little bit this way. Let's see here. Let's and most of this stuff's going to be really dark, so we're going to go ahead and go to the 90 French gray. And start working this right out through. Okay, so yep, now I'm here in the larger ones. Here's where we'll put some of the finer details in. She's looking great. Thank you, Brian. Time we got 8:44. We're almost done. We're almost done for the night. That was a good pop. You're welcome. Yeah. I just had a loud pop here too, and I'm walking back and forth at that one. Yeah, it was a pretty good one. Let's see. Probably the same one we both heard. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. I think we're going to want to do it that way. Alright, let's see what we got here. Let's see if we can. BJ, thank you for Brett. Thanks for coming in and liking the stream, brother. Hope next door neighbor's party doesn't last too late, especially with fireworks, as my bedroom is right next to them. They didn't have a party last year. Yeah, my neighbors, they get that every now and then, but I don't seem to have. They're usually pretty good. They'll do all their stuff, their fireworks around this time, and then they have their party later on, and they're usually not too bad after that. They get the fireworks jammed out, and then everybody just kind of chills out and relaxes. Happy Independence Day, brother. Absolutely. Back to you, man. Thanks for coming on and hanging out for a few. We're getting ready. We're going to wrap up in just a little bit, working on another character for the story. This is a marine, one of the marine scientists that's going to be in the story. I haven't come up with a name for her yet, so if you guys have ideas or thoughts or not for that, I'll be happy to hear them and see if we can come up with something. So we're working on getting these blended in. You have good neighbors in. Yeah, I've been pretty lucky. I mean, there's been a couple times I've had some. Back when the house next door to me used to be a rental, you kind of had some good, some bad. It was one of those hit or miss things. So let's see if we can try and make this hard surface work out. But no, we should. Let's see here. Let's run this up like that. Maybe we'll keep that light going in with that. Let's see if we can work this all nice and dark. And then once we do it this way at the 90%, this is French gray, so that's why it has a little bit of a brownish look to it. We will then add a little bit of extra coloring to it to go in to help accent it a little bit better. We're just kind of getting the basic that we want for the hard surface, to where this will look like more of a bracket or a brace. That, and it plays a nice layup for sort of like a wetsuit type feel to this. Makes it not too bad, not too shabby. So you got some fireworks to go off there, Brett? Are you just watching them? Let's see if he's nearby to respond. Okay, so let's see if we can. Well, I heard a big one just go off. There we are. TP sailed up to 132. Very cool. That's a good sign. I like that. That's very nice. It's a very nice sign indeed. Shoot a little bit there. But here, we don't want it going too strong. That's starting to look a little bit more like it. Okay, let's go this way. Sharpen this guy up. Yep, thanks all from Dollar Deals. It happened. That's what's great. That's why I was looking for doing some stuff on my site where they're just like at $1, and because that you get the most amount of your residuals out of it, and that's a great thing to do. To give it a little bit of a shine to it. A little bit of a shine. There we go. Get the lower part. There we go. That sort of matches up. Looks about right. Let's give this guy just a little bit of a darker drop here. There we go. That looks about normal. A little bit more even on that. A bunch of people put things on sale for $1 yesterday, made $40 something yesterday. Very cool. Yep, people love a good deal. Let's put these up here. More big ones. Yeah, it adds up. These are my best sellers, and only $1 would sell like this. A ton of people doing this with a hashtag sale. I'll take it tonight though. Most of them take it off sale after today, but I'll leave them on as long as they keep selling well, as it helps. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Say, yeah, you can always do an extension on it. So that sounds like a good idea. Let's kind of blend these a little bit and see what we need to add to this. We might not have to add much at all. This might actually start to look out. This might actually look out pretty good. Let's see if these colors I selected, that mineral orange, see if that gives a good bronzes look, which I think it is coming out to where it's going to look like that, because we're starting to burnish it and blend it. Look at that. I think that is starting to get that little bit of an orange look we want on there. Let me clean off some of the excess here. These are my best sellers. And not normally $1 would sell like this. A ton of people doing this. The hash. Yeah, I can use the money and hope it makes them return to buy more of my other products. Oh, absolutely, man. Repeat customers are a great thing. But yeah, look at that. With that mineral orange, it gives just enough tinting to where this kind of gives it a bronzes look to it. We want a little bit of a bronze look. Doesn't have to be a true bronze, but just enough to where it has that, gives a little bit more life to it instead of it being kind of like blah. Amen. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, brother. Amen. I got you now. I see you. You're flying around here. I'm trying to be on the live stream. Looks great. Thanks, man. Yep. Once I blend this in, we're going to do a little bit of color on it just to kind of work the shadows and stuff a little bit more toward it not so muddy. So I think I got him. Poor guy. That's what happens though. If you would have left me alone, you wouldn't have had that problem. So let's see here. Yeah, I say that kind of has a nice little bronzish look. Let's see here. Oh, I hear somebody dropping off a bunch of black cats. Tons of loud fireworks. Yeah, they aren't doing anything. Look, well, except he doesn't see pee inside, so thanks to them. Yeah. Yeah, I haven't even heard Lily stirring or moving around. She must have fell asleep. I think she's finally above all that mess. So, oh, that was a big one. Alright. There we go. So let's blend the other one now, and then what we'll do is we'll come back and we'll see what maybe we might bring in a little bit of more orange and stuff just to kind of, but I don't want to go too much because I want it to have that little bit of a bronze look, but I don't want it, like I said, I don't want to go too far. We'll probably add maybe a little bit of dark purple, maybe it's a little bit of dark indigo blue, just to kind of detail some of the lower parts for the shadowing, just to not make it look so flat. So, well, I wish you would. I heard it too. Yeah. Let's see here. Pull this orange out of here. This looks pretty good too. This one's come out nicely. So there we are. Okay. Let's see. We'll probably use a little bit of maybe we'll use the indigo blue a little bit here. I do like that. It's a nice blue to go for a go-to for that. Let me fold these guys back and around. I love my new piece because I can flip through back and forth, and I have my colors coded nicely. Very good section. Alright, so let's go that way, go to the indigo. The PC 991, no 901. PC 901. Let's see, we'll use this to really, this will be able to show shadowing, but it'll also allow for some of the hard surface because it kind of has like a little bit of a sheen with it. When we just give enough to it, it should. And then what we'll do is we'll probably add a little bit of a purple or dark violet. We might actually do that. I think we might do that. The indigo blue might be too cool for it because the bronze we want to be warmer. So let's see here. Do I have my dark violet over here? No. I think it's going to be on the very end here with my spares, my spare blenders. I think I have black cherry, black grape. Maybe black grape might work out nicely for a shade. That might be too bright. Maybe the black grape. Let's see. So, guys that just joining us, or girls that just joined us live stream, welcome. Kind of working on one of our story characters. I think this is going to help it out a whole lot better. Yeah, this dark grape is going to make it feel nice and warm, like a nice brass color. Come on, get off there. Unfortunately, these are the soft Prismacolor pencils, and sometimes you can get a little bit too rough with them. There we go. Let's go that way. Let's see. Probably run right there. Let's see. We'll give this a dark gray pen. Kind of running back and forth a little bit. Let's go to dark. Where's my dark umber as well? Well, maybe we'll do a dark brown with it. Yeah, that should mix with it nicely. Let's do a dark brown with it. That'll neutralize some of that purplish out there. Because we only want a slight bit, and we want it to have a nice dark, rich feel to it. So, that's what we want to work with. Let's see, let's flip this on over here, run it out. And that should give us a little bit more depth and feeling. Like I said, won't make it feel so muddy on it. And what we'll do is to give it some of the highlights, we're going to go to that deco yellow like we did for the highlights for around the face and some down here off of the wetsuit, because it's going to show the glow off of what we're going to have for the background and everything. So here we are. It is 9 o'clock. We're just kicking right along. Well, do we want to keep going, or do we want to take a break? Oh, the pencil sharpener. I love my pencil sharpener, but man, these colored pencils sometimes the little stop switch gets a little gummed up. I have to clean it out. Let's see here. It doesn't look too bad. So let's run this dark brown in here again and kind of thin that down a little bit. Fill in. Yeah. We might still use a little bit of indigo blue. That way it doesn't quite hit one side or the other too strong. Did it again. Start trying to make it too sharp of a line, and I don't lift when I go to twist to keep a tight lead or tight piece on it or point on it. I don't lift nearly as quickly sometimes, and it causes that little bit of a problem. There we go. Get that little hard notch out. There we go. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Let's get the lower section down here done up. That's not too bad. let's go ahead and run that right on through. There we are. Let's go back to the dark brown here, and let's see if we can burnish that in with it and flatten it out a little bit, not have such a deep brown or purplish color with the dark violet. Have it work together. Up to you there. I'll be back in a few. I need to fill up McGraw's frozen toys, so he has them tomorrow when I exercise. It keeps him from climbing on who I do them. Alright, well, we'll go on just for a few more minutes, at least till you get back. We'll do that, and then we'll see from there. Here just to kind of get a little color is so awesome. Alright, black grape, our dark brown. Let's go back to the indigo blue, and we're going to hit just a little bit of the lower sections just to give that little bit of a tint to it, because it is extra. After all, we are in a marine area, so we want it to kind of fit the part. So let's flip through here and get to these. There we are. Let's put just a little bit on this, just to give a little hint on the base. Really tight in, nothing too crazy. It should give it toward. Doesn't look too bad. Go. Do a little bit of blending with this and see how this comes through. There we go. Doesn't look bad at all. Run that down and around. Okay. Run this through. Give this a little. All right. Put that back over here. Put the indigo blue back. Alright. Still got to do the goggles, the headset for the computer. Got a lot of stuff still to do on this one. And I also have to get back and do some inking on Captain Shroom Jacobs as well. So we're going to work on him too. That might be for Thursday. We shall see. Or we might actually pull out the computer and we'll do some digital work. So, but in the meantime, let's go to our grays. Oh, we got a few more minutes. Let's do 50% warm gray up here and see what we can come up with. Alright, let's see, we got a seam on the clothing we're going to put right in here. Probably give a little bit of a, we don't want this to be too harsh on this side. This is just more like a kind of like a little bit of a lighting, so like so. We want to lightly dust it in or slowly bring it in. Maybe we'll bring it a little bit higher. this up a little bit higher up here. That might work out a little bit better. And then we'll run it sort of so. And we'll just to get, I want to get the shape. Here we go. Alright, let's grab the blender, clean off the junk off of it. Let's see. Keep blending it, try and see if we can get it to smooth out a little bit better. Get rid of some of that funky section there. If we don't like it, we'll use the eraser. And let's give that a little bit of a cleaner spot on it again. Let's see if we can work this 10% in to where it has a nice tinting to it. There we go. Okay, so we got that. We're right back at the 50. Let's see if we can do a little bit more of a cleanup in it. This will get us our nice, sharper, clean looks. Now that we got it blended in a little bit, we're gonna. That was a big sound, firework. More. There we go. Not bad, not bad. So let's go over the other side here and we'll work that one in as well. A slight dark spot this way. There we go. And we'll grab the, where are we at? We need a deco yellow, I think, again. Yeah. Let's see if we can give a little bit of a that section there. Let's see if we can, we want to bring that yellow up here as well to brighten that out. Bring that back in. There we go. Look how much that makes it look so much prettier. You're back. Awesome, brother. Well, might be just wrapping up a little bit here in just a sec. I'm just using a little bit of this deco yellow to brighten back out the this top portion. Kind of give a little bit of play. And let's clean that off a little bit. And we'll put a little bit here as well. There we go. And we'll give this a little brush off. And I think we might actually go to the 90. Let's do 70. We don't need to be that dark because this is still a light area. We're just going to kind of catch just a tiny bit of it. There we go. All right. And so I don't forget, let me clean that line up a bit so it's nice and sharp. All right, let's shoot to the big face cam. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with me for this 4th of July. Put the glove back up there. We had a good time with it. Got some good progress done. We got the blue section on it. Started getting some more of the lighting and highlights for it. I didn't get a chance to work on our buddy Shroom Jacobs here, Captain Shroom. So, but we will. In the meantime, we'll get some work done on him. We'll keep working on her. So she's coming along nice. Welcome, enjoyed it. Catch you Thursday. Enjoy your fireworks. Absolutely, brother. Everybody else, you have a great 4th of July. Have a good night. God bless. Be safe. And don't forget, let's create something together. We'll see you guys on Thursday. Take care now.